with that said.
I think you can get a comment with that. Or she had one.
Oh yeah, last Trisha. Okay, Trisha, give me your best shot here now.
Okay. My name is Trisha Springstead. I come from a long line of military. My father was captain in the United States Marine Corps, gave his life for his country. My mother was a Marine. My husband is an Army surgeon. He was an Army surgeon. He's now in private practice. I'm a registered nurse. I have my degree in biological science from UCSB. I think from the beginning of this spill that people felt like the fox was guarding the hen house. We, I'm not here to make a blame game or play the blame game or anything. What I want to say is, first of all, the Coast Guard, we know we're working in Washington, D.C., Barbara Wiseman at Earth Organization, LEAN, Louisiana Environmental Action Network, numerous people, David Fuqua, Steve Pedigio, many of us have been up in D.C. Much of my work has gone to D.C. I love my country. And I know that, first of all, Corexit contains 2-butoxyethanol. That is a very dangerous substance. And when you're dealing with 2-butoxyethanol among other chemicals and abiotic oil that was coming out of that well, then you are going to get methanes. I mean, the methane and the hexane levels are just going to increase in the air. We probably have now, I would say, Trisha and I probably have over 2,000 people reporting to us that are very sick. I am certified by Metametrics Clinical Laboratories. We're getting mercury levels that are very, very high in people, lead toxicity. On top of that, volatile organic compounds and polyaromatic hydrocarbons on board. We got a phone call last week. We were on a radio program. There was a gentleman whose child was 3 years old. His parents took him and let him swim in the water in New Orleans. And what happened was he went to D.C. to report this. And when he went to D.C., they told him, just take your child home because he's 2,500 times the amount of the limit of hexane. And your child's DNA is changed and he is going to die. And in that radio show, I said to that gentleman, don't you ever let anybody tell you your child is going to die. You call Dr. Walter Crinian, you call Metametrics, you call these people. But we have many sick people. We have put together as patriots, because we are the patriots, and we want to work with you, and we want to do the right thing. We have just gotten approval in D.C. to use OSEI2, Oil Spill Eater 2, at wellheads, even when things are coming from beneath the water. In this packet I'm going to give to you, I have an article that was published by the National Public Health Alert, and it got 1 million hits. I have President Obama's statement on June 14th, 2010, and we need to hold him to that statement. I have the FOIA requests that were sent by numerous people. And what I found out when I sent my FOIA requests, and numerous others of us sent our requests, we found out that the Department of Commerce, there were 6 contractors that fell under the Department of Commerce that were running this spill. We also found out through our FOIAs that 10 other contractors fell under the Department of the Treasury. I feel as though Lisa Jackson, I have tried to communicate with her. I have in here our responses from the Honorable Congressman Markey, who got the right, he actually got the right videos down there at that well head. In here is, I wrote a letter to Joseph Biden. He threw me off to the CDC and Health and Human Services. They have been putting me through here, I mean, just the ringer, in order to get validation for these people and get them the help that they need. We have a 34 case, the Gulf Rescue Alliance, we have 34 cases of seriously, and we all work together on this, of 34 people that are seriously compromised in health issues. We have seafood safety spreadsheets. We have satellite photos that we put on the Wings of Care. John Waltham, Trisha, myself, and a group of us all work together, and we can show you where there is fresh oil from August 31st. It's all in this documentation. We have the Homeland Security, dispersant use. We have ACT Laboratories, the bioremediation chemical analysis. And we have 5 sections, the surf rider water testing. We want to help you all.
What, I guess, are you concerned with the fact that oil went in the water? Is that what you were concerned with?
Yes, sir. And
okay, yeah, we all were.
What's
the next part, concerned with the dispersant use, or just the
yes, sir.
The whole response generally, or what?
Yes, what we looked at, what we began to look at after the spill is OSEI had been used all over the world, and then there's another product, Bioremediation Inc. They have a bioremediation Optiflex. They're excellent, and they're on the EPA list now.
Okay.
And
so maybe bioremediation would have been, your sense is it was underused.
Yes, sir.
And dispersants were overused.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of, you thought that strategy should have been, the balance should have been different.
Absolutely. But the other thing is that I have photographs that were sent to me of silicon tetrafluoride. Silicon tetrafluoride was being guarded along the in New Orleans. And the reason I believe that they used silicon tetrafluoride was because of the salinization of the water. And so what we did was, I have photographs, and I have my FOIA on silicon tetrafluoride and on the Corexit 9500s.
Yeah.
I have not gotten any answers back. Henry Fuqua from New Orleans. I live in Florida.
Okay.
But I have been up and down this coast on my own time, on my own dime, to interview people and talk to them and find out, we want to help you all. We are the people, and we know our waters. And I was out on those boats with people. I was out with Captain Lori DeAngelis in Alabama. I was up in Apalachicola standing in oil.
Yeah.
I was watching fishermen being taken down by a fisherman. I walked into an oyster house. The day I walked into that oyster house, the oysterman looked at me and said, the FDA and Fish and Wildlife came into my oyster house today, and they made me recall all my oysters 41 days prior and made me pay $350,000 to recall my own oysters. And he looked at me and I'm done. So when you're out there with these people and you see grown men cry, because the average oysterman only has, an 8th grade education, 8 anywhere to 10, and they're 7th generation. That's their life. When you see these kind of things, and I think the people felt so disconnected. The disconnect between the people of the Gulf and the government and the powers that were supposed to be, they felt disconnected. So I basically want to work with everybody. And I want to see this done. I want our water bioremediated. And there's a way to do it. And we want to come at this in partnership and in union.
Did you help with the plan in 2008?
Nobody asked me.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're here. That's terrific. And so we can move ahead. Of course, there's also going to be some of the natural resources damage assessment process.
I also have
which is not part of
our
the
compendium
Okay.
of everything that we've done.
Great.
We've worked on this very hard, and I would like to share this with you all.
Okay.
And we would like to give you our names and phone numbers, and we would really like to help you, to help us, to help the people.
Okay. Great. I think the piece about oil in the environment is tragedy and dangerous to people.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing we can do about that. People are going to get hurt. People are going to lose their livelihoods.
Yeah.
People are going to be out of pocket a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to happen. Okay, so now how do we minimize that? How do we minimize that harm? That's what the plan tries to do, at least from the cleanup piece.
Yeah, and we
How do
can
we make choices about how to
we
clean
can
up?
also help you, like, put people back to work. I mean,
That's not what the plan
Right.
addresses with
I know.
putting people back to work or even restoring the
their
environment is
livelihoods.
not, or their livelihoods, or even the environment.
Yeah.
Really. It's really cleaning up, and that's kind of, we each take bites of it, and the emergency response and cleaning up is kind of where we focus to try and limit. And so there are hard decisions made
And in here is the
about
science.
techniques, about
Super
which
science.
techniques are working on. There were a lot of conversations, and a lot of, and the plan brings people to the table. We talked about how there's local expertise to be better brought to the table, and great, and community expertise, great. There's a lot of science expertise brought, and we count on our NOAA Scientific Support Coordinator to bring other expertise as that person sees fit and able to. And that's part of the reason we have this now, is because so much expertise was brought to it, including citizens that might not have paid attention before and now are paying attention. And trying to
We've been watching this from the very beginning.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.
At one